Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darren, and we finally have the announcement for the release date of BFA. There's a lot of things to cover, and then I want to talk a bit about Druid bears at the end, because I had a bit of a tirade about it on stream. But let's first talk about the release date for BFA, which is August 14th. Now, August 14th is really not far away at all. And that means, like, what, we have 4 and if not 3 months. We basically have to wait just one summer, and not even a full summer, in order to get to August 14th. So we're actually really close to the release of the expansion. A lot of people thought that it was going to be released on 21st of September, because that's what Blizzard said. They said the expansion will be released on or before 21st of September. And a lot of people were wondering, like, what if that's a little too early of a date? Maybe Blizzard are just trying to come up with a date, because, you know, it's Blizzard and Activision together. Maybe they're just trying to come up for a date where the suits will be like, okay, here's the deadline, that's, you know, that's the latest it can come out in. And a lot of people are thinking maybe that's too early. Maybe the expansion needs to wait and simmer for a while for it to really be good. And it looks like Blizzard pushed that date a little bit earlier by August 14th. So of course everybody's starting to ask, is it ready? Well, why are we releasing it a little early? Everybody's excited that we're getting it early, but people that are concerned about the possibility of expansion not coming out as good are just saying, what if it's a little early? What if we just let it simmer for a while? And of course, that's understandable, because normally we are used to expansions where we have to go for a long-term break, where we just sit there and do the same raid for 6 months, and then we have the alpha release of an expansion, then the beta release, and that happens for months and months on end, and then we get the pre-patch, and then we finally get the final product. And it takes such a long time between the alpha and the actual expansion being released, with all the bugs and crashes for the server, since everybody's coming back. Like, that's a long time. And I played in Cataclysm, Mists of Pandaria, Warlords, and now in Legion, and I'm used to that kind of a content drought for our last few expansions. It looks like Blizzard just doesn't want to do that content drought anymore. Maybe they just have all their hands in BFA, and they're just working really hard at it. People like Preacher WoW, who has been in the alpha since the very beginning, and one of the prominent members of the World of Warcraft, I guess, community, he said it himself, after playing the alpha himself, he feels that what they're releasing on the alpha is not the finalized product. What they're releasing on the alpha is not what Blizzard currently has, like, in the background scenes, behind the curtains. What they're releasing to the players is a very base level, just for the sake of testing. But the finalized thing, the real thing, is behind the curtains. And he thinks that Blizzard is working on that the whole time as they're doing all the testing for alpha. So there's more finalized version of the game that's basically already existent. But the alpha product, the broken product, is available to the people on the alpha. I don't know if we'll even get the beta. I'm pretty sure we will get the beta for testing of major events. Like, the Warfronts need to be probably tested in terms of how many players it can hold. Get more people in there. Servers need to have a server test. Zones needs to have a server test. Just populate a bunch of players in them. Battlegrounds maybe, PvP situations, world PvP. A lot of the stuff needs just a massive amount of people to test. So I'm pretty sure there will probably be a beta for this, because this stuff needs to be tested. But it's just kind of weird to have an expansion coming out so early. And I'm actually surprised. They even have a great cinematic with it, which I'm hopefully playing over the screen the whole time I've been talking. And it looks pretty great. It looks like they're really just gearing themselves up for it's like, I mean, it's one of those things where it feels like World of Warcraft is a game that's like, what, 12, 13 years old. But they keep up in the ante, little by little. They keep upping the ante to keep modernizing the game, and it's kind of awesome and refreshing. I mean, I know this is cinematics, but they say, like, in-game cinematics, so I don't know, it makes you super excited to see something like this, and super excited to play BFA. So one of the things that comes with the BFA release are the highlights. We don't get the Zandalari trolls off the bat. We just don't get Zandalari trolls. Apparently those guys were pushed back to be released later with the Kul Tiran humans. So I guess it kind of sort of makes sense. When we are arriving to the new expansion, we're going to be in Kul Tiras and Zandalari. The Kul Tirans and Zandalari are going to be the new races, but it'll be weird for the Horde to already unlock the Zandalari, but for humans not to have the Kul Tirans. So instead they're swapping out the Zandalari with the Magha Orcs. General Orcs and Dark Iron Dwarves are the guys that you unlock when you first enter into BFA, and eventually Zandalari Trolls and the Kul Tiran humans will be unlocked. Now, this is a change that a lot of people were super excited about Zandalari, but I'm somebody who was completely satisfied with my Nightborn, so for me, Zendalari were like, hey, that'd be kind of cool, because those are cool Druid forms, but maybe they're trying to hold them back to make the culture and Druid forms stand out more, and then release them together so you don't have that envy of, you know, Druid form versus Druid form kind of deal. So I understand that in that regard. I was super excited to make a Zendalari Paladin if one was available, but I guess I'll just have to wait. But Makha Orcs, I'm super excited. I'm probably going to make my priest a Makha Orc, or I'm going to re-level a priest as a Makha Orc, because a Orc priest is the weirdest combination ever. But I love it. Something about it, I love it. So I might just make my Blood Elf into a Makha Orc. So that'd be super, super exciting, man. In other news, they're also changing the bear form for Druids. Now this one is, I don't know how I feel about it. So they're changing the bear form for Druids, and they're making them a lot weirder looking. So on the left we have the beta, on the right we have the live, and if I can move myself, here we go. You can see a little bit what the bears look like. The stances for the bears themselves. The stances for the bears are a lot different. On the left we have more of a hunched over, look down, more top heavy bear with the bear's rump, I guess, pushed up. On the other, with a live version, we actually have a bear that's pretty thick. That's one thick bear. And has a little bit of a slope type of look for it, which always looked almost like a mama bear protecting its cubs. A lot of people were looking at this new one bear on live stream and saying, that is so much better, you're so much wider, why don't you like it, Dalaran? This one looks like a mama bear, like sloped down to try to make herself as big as possible, protecting the cubs. And that's kind of how I see the bear model. So they're going to be changing the bear model on the beta. I'm actually, I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of am digging the original one. You also have a little bit less things, like this one is less animated, less moving, while this one is more of this wave motion going to it. And you can see the difference. The paw is a little bit wider on the beta one, on the live they're a little more scrunched together. Even the walking animation, on the left it looks more top heavy, so it really feels like a bear. But on the right it looks like it's just a jolly stroll. I'm kind of digging the jolly stroll, you know, I'm so used to it. I don't know if anybody really had a problem with the original bear forms. I guess it's good to modernize even some of the other Druid forms, like they had the gorilla bear form, and the new one does look, I guess, more realistic. But I mean, it's I really like the old one, is all I'm trying to say. I don't know how I feel about it. Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the release of BFA. Do you think it's a little early? Do you think it's a little late? Let me know your thoughts on them change with the Dark Iron Dwarves and Makha Orcs being released instead of the Zendalari. Are you more excited about Makha Orcs, or were you expecting the Zendalari Trolls? And what are your thoughts on the bear forms, man? Because they're losing that thickness. I don't know how I feel about it, so let me know that in the comments below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I forgot to move my cam the whole time. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for coming by. Appreciate you. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like. Likes allow my videos to reach a wider audience and grow my channel, so that'd be very much appreciated. If you guys enjoyed this kind of updates on BFA and you want to keep up with everything, if you just simply want to have a channel with some WoW discussions and 505 duels, go ahead and subscribe. We put out 2 videos a day. And if you guys want to catch the live stream, which we're not streaming today, it's a Thursday. It's a, actually no, by the time this video is released, it's Friday. Today is an EU Horde 551 duel stream, so you guys are more than welcome to hit the notification bell to catch up with the stream and every single video that goes live. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see all of you in another video.